What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing a quick review of the repeat box, Time for Hard Liquor, and Animation Throwdown. First up, we're going to be taking a look at the legendary pre-combo, Time for Hard Liquor. And as you can see here, it's 9 AM somewhere. Truer words never spoken. So here's the breakdown of this pre-combo. It is one of the older original drunk pre-combos. So keep in mind, compared to the newer stuff, the stats here of this card are going to be a little bit weaker than the newer stuff they're releasing for the new Thursday boxes because of that power creep that's programmed in to insensitize people to buy the new cards. That being said though, it's not a horrible pre-combo. With 55 HP, it's pretty good for defense. The 12 attack is pretty low starting out, but it does have some great skills here. It has that 9 motivate to the adjacent cards to really help you power up your flanks. You also have that cripple all for 6, which is going to really help you mitigate incoming damage, and if you're running this on defense, it'll also just annoy the shit out of your opponents. And you also have that 7 craze there, which is a pretty decent amount there. Back in the day when this card was new, that was a pretty good standard amount. By the newer standards now, it might be a little bit lower, but it's not horrible. You do want to keep in mind, though, with the 12 starting attack, that is going to be a slow climb, and that can be hijacked, so do be careful when you run this if you're going to be running that for that reason. It is a Futurama pre-combo too, so it can work really well in Siege for Futurama. Now let's take a look at the legendary items in the box. First up is going to be the old item Slewback. This is a really good item to run on defense in a Rumble deck because you do have that 51 HP, so it's above 50, which makes it a little bit harder to one-shot. Some of the newer cards can one-shot like 50 plus HP things now because of that power creep, but it's still a really good sweet spot to try to be following for that. The 9 attack is on the lower end, so I would not recommend running this in an attack deck unless you absolutely had to. Skill-wise, though, it's got some great skills on defense. You have that 8 payback there to deal some extra damage to your opponents to lower their Rumble scores. You have that 4 cripple all to really bug the hell out of them, and the 10 gas is a great way to also just lower their score significantly, because that's hard to protect against. You need bodyguard to be blocking that, or some shield, but either way, it's a great thing to run on defense for that. The next item in the box is Klein's Beer. This is a good offense card for one of the older cards. It has 14 attack and 42 HP, so it's pretty well balanced stat-wise there. Skill-wise, nothing too crazy. You have 10 recover, so if you do make a combo down the line, you can increase that health by 10 each time. And you do have that cheer all 6 to other friendly drunk cards, so you can build a little cheer all wall for your drunk deck. They did add in some new combos for Klein's Beer to make some of the newer combos this time around too. So anybody with any of those Klein's Beers from before, if you ended up never recycling them, this current drunk BG might be your time to shine with those. And the last drunk item in the box is Absinthe. So this one is going to be a defensive item with 54 HP. That's a really good health stat to have there on a defense deck. The 5 attack stat is abysmal though, so I would not recommend running this on offense if you can help it. Skill-wise, once again, you have that beautiful payback for a Rumble deck to cause some extra damage to your opponents to lower their scores. The 6 cripple all, great way to bug the shit out of them. I believe between the pre-combo, Absinthe, and also the Slewback, with all that cripple all you're going to be dealing, it's a great way to really bug the shit out of your opponents if you want to build a cripple all wall on them. And then Absinthe, I believe, does combo with Bender, the character, to give you the Time for Hard Liquor combo as well. This also does have 8 leech there to help it heal back up its HP there a bit, so you can try to keep this alive a bit longer. So that's it for all of the legendary drunk items in the box, but Time for Hard Liquor is actually a pretty special box. This box actually has a 4th item here. The Time for Hard Liquor box has 1 extra item. It has the Buzzsaw art item in this box as well. So if you're trying to build up some Buzzsaws for your art deck, not a bad way to go. Compared to the newer art cards, Buzzsaw is pretty lackluster. That being said though, it is a great defensive item for art if you can run a full deck of them to run with characters like Amy and Fry and Klaus as well to make some really hard-hitting defensive combos that are tanky as hell. You got that beautiful 57 HP, which is fantastic for defense. The attack is shit at 5 though, so don't run this on offense if you can help it. And skill-wise, once again, you got that sexy payback to deal some damage in Rumble. You have 11 jab to break through some walls and shields, which is really good considering how crap the attack stat is. You would need that to be causing some damage. And you got that 7 bomb, so if that attack does break through, you're going to be hitting some flank cards as well. So Buzzsaw is a great card to have multiple quads of if you can get it. That's it for all of the items in the box. Because they included a 4th item in this box, there is only one character in the box. And that character is Hank Hill. Luckily, Hank is a fantastic character to have multiple quads of, so they at least gave you a good character to pull from for this box as well. So, here's the stats for Hank. 15 base attack, 36 base HP. He's got pretty good attack stats there for a legendary hero. His 36 HP is on the lower side, so I wouldn't recommend running him in a defense deck too often if you can help it. Skill-wise, you got some pretty nice skills here. The 10 recover and 10 boost means that every time you combo, you're going to be increasing that attack and health by 10 each time, so you could really just power Hank up on his own just by making other combos. You also have a cheer all 4 to other King of the Hill cards, which you're not going to see too much use of outside of Siege unless you're running all King of the Hill characters, but still a nice little perk to have. Now that we've covered the items, the legendary pre-combo, and the one character, let's take a quick look at the epic pre-combos. So, first up is Drunk at Work. So, this card right here, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not the greatest. At the free-to-play level, this might be a good card for you to run in your deck there. The 10 attack, like, honestly, isn't that great. It's not horrible, but it's not great, especially for a pre-combo. You do have 43 HP, which is, it's sort of usable at the free-to-play level. At the higher pay-to-win levels, though, I would not recommend running it, as 43 is on the lower end for Rumble. It can be one-shot pretty easily. What's cool about this, though, is you do have some nice skills here. The Heal 14 does go to Bob's Burgers cards, so it's a great card to run if you're running a Bob's Burgers deck. So it'll work well in Siege, and for those of you who are going to be running a Bob's Burgers Drunk deck with those new combos, it's not a bad way to go at the free-to-play level to get you some free heals in there. You also do have 10 gas, so if you are going to run this on defense, at the free-to-play level, you can cause some extra damage to your opponents there. And also, I just love the quote right here. I may or may not have tried crack last night. Maybe. Possibly. I plead the 5th. And the other epic pre-combo is Luann's 21st birthday. This is another one that has no use at the pay-to-win level. At the free-to-play level, once again, you might be able to use it for offense. The 11 attack's not much better than the last one. The 40 HP is worse though, so I would not recommend running it on defense unless you can help it. At the free-to-play level, you might be fine because 40 is a bit harder to one-shot at the free-to-play level, but pay-to-win, that's like just cutting through butter. Skill-wise, you have Cheer All 4. That does only go to King of the Hill cards though, so once again, unless you're only running a King of the Hill deck or in Siege, you're not going to see much use of that. You do have 8 Punch though, which is a really good skill to have offensively to help you try to take out your enemy's cards a bit quicker and can cause some extra damage on defense should you choose to run this card defensively. And that's going to do it for all of the premium cards in the box. Now I'm going to take a quick moment to briefly go over the epic items in the box for my free-to-play viewers. So first up is going to be Lowbrow. So this card, don't pay too much attention to the skills. When it comes to epic items, your main goal is to try to combo these as quick as possible because the stats for epic items are significantly weaker than legendaries. That being said, this one with the 9 attack versus the 23 HP makes this one of your offensive cards. I would not recommend running this on defense if you can help it. In contrast to that, the next one, Beer Water, is going to be one of your defensive ones. With 32 HP at the free-to-play level for an item, it's not horrible. Anything above 30 is what you're going to want to be looking for at the free-to-play level for defense if you can't get in that 50 range or that 40 range. 5 attack is pretty low for an attack, so I would not run this offensively if you can help it. That being said, if you do need some extra healers for your Rumble decks and your Challenge decks, this is a healer for Drunk cards. You do get 6 heals to another damage Drunk card, so that can be good to run offensively if you're looking to use a healer. But I wouldn't be using this card to make powerful like combos if that's what you're looking for. Next up is Wine Shoe. When it comes to the epic items, this one's one of like the middle ground ones. 7 attack isn't really great or horrible, it's kind of in between. Same with 29 HP. It's just below 30, so it's not ideal, but it's not horrible either, so you can run this attack or defense. It's also another versatile healer for Drunk cards. You get 7 heals, so if you need a healer, this isn't a bad way to go. And the last epic item in the box is Best Swamp Parties. This is another one that it leans a little bit more defense than offense because of that HP at 28 and the attack at 5, but it's not horrible. It's got some pretty nifty skills. 5 motivate to your to your drunk flanks, so that could be really good to run in a drunk deck to boost your cards. And then you can technically make it stronger with the boost skill here. The one thing I really love about Best Swamp Parties, though, is that to my knowledge, it is the only epic item card in the game that you can use to make the Fever Dreams with Luis. That's, I'm not counting any of the new epic items that they've added in recently for Drunk. If they added any in this time around, I haven't had a chance to really look too far into it yet. I'm still working on my Drunk guide video, so stay tuned for that. It's coming, guys. It's a massive project, but it's coming. But yeah, that's why this is a really good card to run at the free-to-play level, because it works great with Luis to make a fantastic combo for you. Alright, so final thoughts on this repeat box. Your legendary pre-combo, it is a bit dated based on its stats, but it does have some pretty good skills, and it can work on defense, so it is still a viable option defensively. Keep in mind, though, like I said earlier, it is a little bit weaker than the newer cards because of that power creep, so keep that in mind if you are going to pull this box. As for your items here, the 3 drunk ones, they lean more towards the defensive side for a defense deck, with one of them, with Klein's beer here, being more offensive, but it can also be versatile for defense. You do want to keep in mind, though, they are older items, so there is that power creep for those combos as well, so these will be a bit weaker than the new ones. You also have that extra Buzzsaw card, which is really nice, because that's great for an art defense deck for the skills there. Character-wise, you have Hank, which is a pretty good character to have multiple copies of the quad of. The one thing that does kind of suck is because they gave you the 4 items, you only get the 1 character in the box. So, but that's the trade-off you get for that extra item. Epic pre-combos, while they are decent for the free-to-play level, since they are older ones and they don't scale too well, they're not the greatest, and if you can help it, I would recommend recycling them for the watts. If you don't have anything better, though, by all means, at the free-to-play level, or if you're just starting out, by all means, feel free to run them if you want. So when I factor in all of these together, and also keeping in mind that it is an older box and it is a bit weaker for the items and cards because of that power creep, I'm going to have to give this one a 3 out of 5 turds. Back in the day, I probably would have given it a higher rating, but because of the power creep and just how the cards have aged, I can't really give it a higher rating, and I would highly recommend, if you're looking to pull drunk cards this time around, save your gems for a new box, because the newer cards are stronger, in my opinion. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like on the video, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for some more Animation Throwdown content and reviews. Also, feel free to follow me on Facebook if you haven't already. I post extra stuff on there that doesn't make it to my YouTube channel as well. Till next time, peace.